There's one. He came out of the pipe for it. Oh my gosh, it's a big one. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be doing a little bit of pond fishing. Never been to this pond before. Should be a bit of fun. We're going to be using the BC Bug Jr. Pick Your Poison color by Fat Pack Baits. Make sure to use promo code SWFishing101 to save you 20% off your final order. And as always, shoot, let's get out there and let's go whack them. Alright guys, we're going to be testing out a new pond today. Very, very shallow pond. And it's midday, so I'm not expecting to catch a whole lot. We got a little 2.8 inch BC Bug Jr. by Fat Pack Baits. We got the Pick Your Poison color on, which is very, very similar to Okeechobee Cross. So if you guys like the color Okeechobee Cross, give Pick Your Poison a shot, and you guys will not regret it. It is 1 p.m. in the afternoon, so midday. Not expecting too many fish to be willing to bite. Anytime it's super hot, midday, always flip near any sort of bubblers. Bubblers are great because they add extra oxygen into the water. They also cool off the water a little bit, so the fish will tend to hang out near them sometimes. So figured, you know what, let's give it a shot, and we might have a fish on right now. We do right there, and it's a chunk, guys. It is a chunky bass on the Pick Your Poison Beastie Bug by Fat Pack Baits. He was right on the base of that bubbler. Oh my gosh. Freaking chunky bass. Check that out, guys. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I didn't even feel him pick it up. It nearly wasn't even a bite. Switched the angle up so you guys could actually see the coloration of this fish. Size 3. That's at least a 3.5 pounder right there. Beautiful little fish. What was that, the first, second cast? Sometimes that is an awesome sign because it'll show that the fish are going to be biting, but it could also be a bad thing because, you know, what is that? That's kind of like a little sin in the fishing world. If you catch a fish on your very first cast, more often than not, you're probably going to struggle for the rest of the day. But what I'm thinking that fish was doing around that bubbler was obviously either trying to cool off, get extra oxygen, or that fish had a bed around there and just kind of cruising around the bed. There's not too many fish still spawning in the urban scene. Pretty much all that spawning is done, but you do have a couple of those late bloomers still doing their thing here and there. Man, I didn't even feel that bite, guys. That's why I was like, am I hung? That's why at first I was just kind of rolling it in, not really engaged with it, not super excited because I thought I was hung on the bubbler. Guys, I'll tell you what, Beastie Bug Jr., Pick Your Poison, freaking awesome color. Kind of a green pumpkin, red flake, black flake up top. And then you got that Okeechobee color blue at the base. Phenomenal color. Guys, that was crazy. That was absolutely so freaking sick. What a way to start off the day with a nice 3.5 pounder. That fish could have been a little bit more, a little bit less, give or take. I really need to start bringing the scale out so when I catch really nice fish like that, I can actually weigh them. But I thought I was hung on the bubbler. That's why I wasn't like immediately like, I have a fish. I thought I was hung on like the line of the bubbler, and I was pulling the line up. And then once I saw that flash down there, I was like, no way, we got a nice little largie. That was so sick. Now I gotta stay in the shade as much as possible because last week I got a brutal freaking sunburn that absolutely destroyed my skin. I got blisters all over my shoulders and my back and arms and all that good stuff. So, you know, you gotta take that chance. You gotta go back out in the sun, but try to stay in the shade when that happens to you. Haven't slept too much the last 2-3 nights, I'll tell you what. I'm thinking there could be a couple bass hanging on some of these concrete pillars that are sloping down into the water. Because obviously this whole pond, it's pretty much made out of concrete. It's a giant bowl. But the cool thing is you can see obviously the flat area of the concrete, and then where it drops down into the water on each end, it drops down a little bit further and like shoots out a little bit into the water, and the fish will use that as like a little barrier to ambush bait, and also almost treat it like a point. There should be a bearable amount of fish up in the shade though. I mean, especially because it's getting so hot out. It's like 100 degrees. These fish are going to find any sort of shelter that they could find to be able to hang around during the day, and that should force them to kind of consolidate together So if you can get one to bite, sometimes that activates all of them and you can have a phenomenal day of fishing midday. Everybody thinks, oh, you got to go early in the morning or you got to go later in the afternoon to be able to catch fish in the urban scene. It's true, you'll have a better chance at catching fish, but that's not always the case. Some of my best days have been when it is middle of summer, 120 degrees with like 20%, 30% humidity. It's literally almost unbearable to be outside, but the fish are just consolidated and ripping in one area. It's so much fun. You don't even realize how hot it is. Bet you during the evening though, they push any sort of bait fish. I don't know what kind of bait fish are in here. I'm assuming tilapia. They probably eat other baby bass. Right up on the bank, guys. Right up on the bank. I saw a swirl when I flipped up there, but I thought it was a freaking carp. It ended up being a bass. That was so freaking sick. That was so sick. I thought that was a carp, and then next thing I know, dook, freaking get hammered. Right there, guys, not too shabby. Nice little largie. Man, I was 100% sold that was a carp. Because normally the carp this time of day, they're right up on the bank, you know, eating the algae, doing their thing. And man, that was a bass literally right up on the freaking bank. You're the little guy too. Little bugger. Oh, yep. There he is. There he is. Little dude. Freaking choked it. There's another one there too. I think this bugger was guarding a bed. I think this little bugger was guarding the bed. Little flat, not too much girth on him, but hey, he's a fish. Thanks for the bite, dude. Do your thing. Do your thing. Alrighty, so we started off with a phenomenal fish right off the bat, probably 3.5. I'm not the best with weight, but it was definitely around a 3-pounder. I ultimately thought that I was hung up on some sort of like lining or wiring to a bubbler. That's why I wasn't super excited at first, and then once I saw that flash underneath the water, I was like, oh my gosh, we got a good one. Then we walk over to the little back portion of the pond, catch a nice one that I thought was a carp, and he whipped on it and just cranked it. Got bit again, and then we caught that little dinker right here that we saw right up on the bank. So far, we've been here for about 30 minutes. Fishing is phenomenal. Great little pond. We're going to walk down to this small waterfall area, see what we can find over there. Hopefully, there's a few more bass over there. Then we'll work our way back and try to find a couple more ponds on Google Maps and see what we can do. Hope you guys are enjoying. Stay tuned, and let's go whack them. I think a lot of fish later this afternoon are going to push up in here because there's so much bait back here. They're just gonna go on a feed bag. They're gonna go crazy. I don't know why that keeps feeling like I have a fish on every time, because I did. Look, he pulled the freaking bait down. Originally, I was like, hung on some weed, and then right there, like, no, that felt like a legitimate bite. There's one. He came out of the pipe for it. Oh my gosh, it's a big one. It's a big bass. Oh my gosh, it's a big bass. Oh my god. Whew. Want to keep him off that bank. Oh my gosh, we got him. You're good, dude. You're good. Oh my gosh, check that out. Beautiful fish. All right, guys. So we got this beautiful bass right here. Maybe about, I don't know, 2.5, because she's not spawned in anymore. Maybe a 3. I suck with weights, but ultimately, beautiful bass right there. I know you guys can't see her very well because we got all this shade and glare and stuff like that, but I just had to get her on the big camera to show you guys because this girl pulled so freaking hard. I flipped that Beastie Bug Junior, the Pick Your Poison color, right in front of that middle pipe. Felt that tension, set the hook, got her in, and there's a couple more in there. So let's get back in there. Let's let this girl go and let's keep at them. Let's keep at them. Thank you for the bite, girl. Look at her go. That was so sick. Alright guys, that was absolutely freaking insane. Set the hook on that fish. I knew it was instantly good because the bend of the rod, she wasn't showing herself. Then with that splash, it just sounded like a deep splash. I was like, this has got to be a decent fish. And so we got her up. I know you guys couldn't see her very well because of all that glare, the shade, everything. But like I said, just wanted to show her to you guys because that was definitely the best fish of the day other than the first fish. But phenomenal. There's a couple more in here, so let's keep at it. Let's try to get at least one more. There we are. Got bit right on the bottom. He was right up, literally right up. Man, that was crazy. That fish was right up on that pipe. I mean, right there. If I didn't make that cast that accurate, we're not getting this fish. And man, these fish are so freaking feisty. They have so much dig, so much pull to them. It's crazy, and they're not even super big, but they're just feisty. The second that bait hit the bottom, just all I feel is doop, one little micro hit, and you gotta be like right up on there. Because I flipped that entire area how many times, and it's crazy. And then I flip right up on that metal frame, like within an inch. The second it falls, you get bit. I think there's probably a decent amount of bass that spawn up in here, and then they go back out into the open areas to, you know, do their post. Oh, there's a little bass right here underneath this tree. He looks just like a freaking rock. Just as I said, there he is. Literally came right up for it immediately. That was so sick. Oh my gosh. That is so sick. The second it hit the water, check that little guy out, guys. He must have a bed like right there. Because I saw him, he looked just like a rock. I was like, no way. And the second we flipped in there, I mean, not even half a second, the dude wouldn't even let me engage the reel before he freaking ate the thing. And who knows, maybe there's another one like right underneath. We caught 6 fish. It wasn't too bad, 2 of which were like 3.5 pounders. Really good quality fish. The BC Bug Junior 2.8 inch freaking Slade by Fat Pack baits. We got the Pick Your Poison color. That's all we use primarily. We were literally flipping in a bunch of like sludge and stuff. Got that really nice like 3.5er. A lot of cool stuff happened today. Walked up on a fish that was on a bed, flipped right at him. He freaking hit it before I could even engage a reel. So a lot of really cool stuff. Also, I got a mic on the GoPro, so let me know down in the comments if the audio was any better whatsoever. I don't care if you say, oh, it was actually worse, or oh, it was better. I'm testing out a couple mics right now to see if I can enhance the audio on the GoPro, because I know that's the downfall of the channel right now, is my audio. It sucks. I'm aware of it. Trying to work on it, so let me know. I appreciate you guys so very much. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and we'll see you guys next time on Southwest Fishing.